up, guys? Welcome back to the Pokemon TCG. Today we're doing something very exciting. We've done it the past couple weeks. We're going to be building another expanded deck. Last week we built the It's Electric deck, and I haven't seen all the feedback from that yet, although I am starting to have some thoughts for some stuff that I do want to switch around in it, specifically when it comes to trainer cards, as well as some of our Pokemon in here, but I think that we do have a pretty solid start for a deck. So, today we are going to be building a deck that I wanted to build for... I wanted to build it before we built the electric one, but I didn't have the specific card I wanted yet. We have managed to pull it. So, today we are building our fire deck. I am going to change up the way we do this a little bit. I'm going to really pick the Pokemon. I'll pick the Pokemon with you guys, and then I'll do the trainer and energy cards. Side note, then just run through them, because that was way too much last time. So, to give you guys a quick show, we'll flip again to the tile view, just to give you guys a quick glance. As you can already see, there's some really interesting stuff in here. I've got this from just trading up in the trade area over here that I started to actually learn and read through. So we'll just do a quick scroll through of all of the Pokemon cards that we have in here, all of the fire types that we have in here, just to give you guys an idea of what we're going to be building with. I already have a little bit of an idea of the fire Pokemon cards that I do want to use. So, of course, Torkoal, he's a V Pokemon. Everyone's using V Pokemon right now. I think he's a solid Pokemon, just as we've seen with Wobbuffet. I'll throw him into the deck. He might change off later, but for now, I think he's a good start here. Cinderace, I'm not planning to use this line in here because I'm instead planning to use a different line. Charizard. We picked up a Charizard-GX card. So, this card does 140 damage, 300 damage for its GX move. Pretty solid Charizard. You can set it, takes 4 energy instead of the required 2 energy for the typical Charizard from the Relentless Flame to do 130 damage. So he'll be in here. We'll set up the other ones in here as well later, and then we'll have 2 Charizard lines that we can set up. One will be this, the GX, the other one will be the Relentless Flame. The other line I'm planning is not saying lit, is Incineroar. The reason is because your Pokemon's attack do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. Pretty solid, and also doing 90 damage. Just an all-around decent Pokemon. So we'll throw that in there. If we have the room for it, we might set up a second line there. So we're going to use these Charmanders instead of the Charmanders from the Relentless Flame, because these at least will allow him to do 10 damage or 20 damage if we don't pull a Charmeleon early enough without discarding energy. So we'll have 2 of those in there. The Charmeleons, of course, are fine, and then we will throw in the Hollow from the Relentless Flame deck as our other Charizard there. So, Rapidash, also too good of a Pokemon, not to include in here. The Agility ability alone, doing 60 damage and preventing all damage, is just very helpful. We'll set that up with Incineroar also being on your bench, you're doing 90 damage, and with the potential for a 50-50 chance to take no damage. We're also going to slide in here as we keep going through in here. We haven't got a tag team in here yet, so I have 1 fire tag team that I am planning to throw in here, and you guys should see him appearing in just a moment here as we scroll through here. Oh, what's that right there? Reshiram and Charizard GX tag team. Outrage, fire, and normal. This attack does 10 more damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. But Flare Strike right here. This Pokemon can't use Flare Strike on your next turn. That's fine, but it's 230 damage for only 4 energy cards. Or Double Blaze GX. If this Pokemon has at least 3 extra energy cards attached to it in addition to this attack's cost, so 6 energy total. You're already building up 4 for Flare Strike. Throw 2 more on there, and you do 200 damage. This attack does 100 more damage, and this attack's damage isn't affected by any effects on your active Pokemon. So put those extra 3 on there, and you're doing 300 damage. Yeah, absolutely solid. Now, the downside to our fire cards right now is we don't have any other GX or EX cards. We have Charizard GX, we have our tag team card, and we have our V card. So that's all we really have here. So that's why this deck is going to need some more addition to it. But for now, it's a pretty solid start. Do I want this Flareon here? Does 10 more damage for each Pokemon in your discard pile. This Pokemon does 10 damage to itself. No, I don't think that's worth it going there. I think instead we will increase these guys up to having 2 of each of you. And maybe Rapidash, having another Rapidash wouldn't hurt. Because right now we could have the potential for 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 Pokemon total. I think we'll just leave one Rapidash in here, because we have some other stuff we'd rather do. What about this Flareon right here? Each of your Stage 1 Pokemon in play is now a Fire Pokemon in addition to its existing type. Flip a coin. If heads, it does 20 more damage. Nah, not really worth it for 3 energy setup there, because we'll want to be putting our energy onto other Pokemon here. We're also not throwing in the Moltres tag team that we have, although we do have a Moltres card here. You may attach a Fire Energy card from your hand to one of your benched Pokemon. That might actually be really good for setups. And at the very least, he's a nice basic Pokemon we can throw in and do easy damage. And has higher HP. So I think that's really it for our Pokemon that we want to set up right now into our Fire deck. Of course, like I said, these Pokemon will change after this episode, depending on how it does here. But let's go. I'm going to go ahead and throw in our trainer cards and our energy cards. We only have 17 cards in our 60 card deck, so I'll be back in just a second. All right, I'm actually pretty excited to see how this deck plays. So, just as another quick reminder, you guys just saw it. Those are our Pokemon that we have here. 17 Pokemon total. Just 13 Fire Energy. Nothing special about the energy here, but 30 trainer cards. I think this is a bit much. I do think this is a bit much. I think how this deck needs to be balanced out a little bit is I need to add some GX Pokemon or some EX Pokemon. I need to get them to add them to balance out our Pokemon. I think we need a few more Pokemon in here, and I will reduce some of these trainer cards. But because I don't currently have those today, we're going to see how this plays like this. We're going to have a lot of trainer cards, but I think they're pretty useful. So, we're just going to run through them all really quickly. Acro back, look at the top 2 cards. One in the hand, one in the discard pile. Energy retrieval, 2 of these. Pull 2 energy into your hand. Evolution Incense, 2 of these. Field blower, get rid of any stadium cards or tool cards. Ordinary rod, you guys have seen that. Pal Pad, shuffle 2 supporter cards from your discard pile into your deck. Pardon me. Pokédex, look at the top 5 cards, arrange them anywhere I want. Professor's Letter, pull 2 energy. Rescue Stretcher, take a Pokemon from a discard part into my hand, or 3 into the deck. Switch. Town Map, Giant Hearth. This is a stadium card for me. I can discard a card from my do and pull, and then I can search the deck for 2 Fire Energy cards. Pretty solid. Blacksmith, this is really great. Attach 2 Fire Energy cards from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon. So play this, pull those 2 fire cards that I discarded earlier, throw them onto a Pokemon. Sick. I have 2 of those. Cynthia, 2 of those. Lysandre to be able to switch their active Pokemon. Marnie, we shuffle our hands. You guys have seen that. It's a healing. Teammates, you guys have seen that before. Welder, attach 2 Fire Energy cards from my hand to one of my Pokemon and then draw 3 cards. Air Balloon, get that retreat cost down. Muscle Band, attacks do 20 more damage to your active Pokemon. This card has no weakness. I don't know. I'm excited to see how this deck plays. I do think it is kind of heavy-handed on the trainer cards, but we'll see how it goes. We are going to use our Charizard coin deck box. We're going to use just the Fire deck box because we don't have any other fun deck boxes yet, as well as just the Fire reward sleeves. And we're going to name this deck. What should we? It's got to be a Fire theme named. I didn't put much thought into the name of this deck, so we'll name it Fire TBD. Fire to be determined. And we will, let's actually hit test deck here. I've actually never pressed the test deck button. So we just play a random person. Oh, can I have that deck box that you have? I mean, it's kind of actually looks pretty, okay, so it's just seeing the way okay, no. Okay, I don't want to do this. Concede. You win the game. You win the game, Otis. I instead want to go see how this actually does in an actual match. Against an actual smart person who's going to be using OP cards. That's my thing. We need some GXs and EXs to put in here. I'm going to be scouring. It took me a lot to find Reshiram and Charizard, and then I came across that Charizard GX, and I was like, oh, I guess I'll throw this in here. Okay, an electric box. Not too bad. We'll see how... Honestly, some of the supporter cards will probably drop, and we'll instead add in some of those EXs or GXs that we can find. But I don't know which ones to look for. That's the thing here. Alright, we will take a mulligan. That is to be expected when we don't have very many basic cards. We're gonna take lots of mulligans. That's the other side to the way this deck is gonna work here. So let's see how it goes. Maybe we'll get lucky. Okay, we pulled Moltres, which is okay, I guess. And then we also pulled Cynthia, which is actually really good. And if we actually get another, depending on their first card played here, we might be able to win this. If they have a basic Pokemon, and if we pull an energy card and we pull our wielder, throw 2 energy on there. We could also go ahead and throw Giant Hearth into play. I don't know. Could throw the Hearth into play. Alright, he's got Pikachu out here, and what's he got on here? Lugia GX. Interesting. Interesting. Put your opponent's active Pokemon and all cards attached to it in the Lost Zone. Oh, wow. Okay, this guy has some GXs and some... None of us are going to be weak to anything he's got, though, which is nice. I'm just really thinking right now what I want to do. It depends on the card we pull. If we pull an energy card, we'll use Wielder. Honestly, I think no matter what... I need another Pokemon to put on there so I can use him and attach energy card into our hand. I think we'll use Cynthia. Maybe throw the Hearth out there. Just so we can pull 2 energy cards. I mean, if we throw the Hearth out there, but who would we discard is the thing, because we'd have to discard a card. We could discard we could discard this Fire Energy, pull 2 Fire Energy, and then use the Wielder to put both Fire Energy onto Moltres. We could do that, just to set up his Fire Wing, because he most likely is going to evolve this Pikachu into a Raichu. Let's see here. Okay, so... We'll put you out there. We'll discard you. We'll pull you, and let's also just glance at what's in here. Charizard's in here, Tag Team's in here. Just good to know what's in here. Alright, we'll use you. Then we will Wielder and put both of you... Oh, choose. And, okay, doesn't have to do that. Alright, Soul. So, let's go ahead and do this. So that way we can see what we're going to grab next here. Let's put Ponyta up next. You, just in case he tries to run here. I think this is actually a kind of good setup, because I still haven't attached energy to Moltres, so Moltres is going to go ahead and take out Pikachu here. Moltres goes ahead and removes Pikachu from the battlefield before we can even do anything with him. And we still have Cynthia that we can use next turn to get some stuff happening here. And he has Lugia right here, who isn't set up at all yet. Is the play to have too many support cards? Is that the way to do it? Alright, we'll go ahead and put you here. I think we'll go ahead and throw you here. I'm not going to do the Evolution Incense because Ponyta isn't there, and I want to use Cynthia right now because we need to be using Cynthia right now to get some better cards into our hand. And we went ahead and pulled Rapidash anyway, so that's great. Muscle Band, we can go ahead and do 20 more damage. The Wielder is attached to from your hand, so we could actually go ahead. We'll use you, we'll discard you. We'll take 2, put it into our hand. So that way we can use that other one as well. And then we'll go ahead and attack. Cool. Do 110 damage. Guys, is this deck good? Or did I just get a good, easy setup here? If this guy had more Pokemon on his bench, I think this game would go very differently. I think we got really lucky in the cards that we got, but with this, since our deck is mostly supporter cards, I think it just makes things go better. He's going to get a setup here, and he's going to do 30 times the amount of energy attack. Oh. Okay. Does 30 times the amount of energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. 30 times 4... to do some quick math is only 70, right? I can do math. There's only 70 damage, but that's still that's nothing to not. Apologies. All right, so we'll go ahead and put Charmander in play. We'll evolve Rapidash just because evolving Rapidash is always nice. And then is the play to have more... I think that's the play, is to get as much energy into our discard pile as we can. That's all of the energy now in our deck. The rest of it is now in our prize cards. That might be the balance, and we might need to increase energy in our deck. My reason for doing this is to hopefully get the Blacksmith, which is from your discard pile, so we can set it up onto our Charizard. That's kind of my thought process a little bit here. So I think we'll go ahead and put this onto Charmander, because we can pull the Evolution Incense. It'll be really helpful, and I'll hold on to you. Actually, I won't. I'll actually use this to put energy onto Charmander. So Charmander has his energy. I was hoping we'd pull the... I was really hoping for the Evolution Instance. We know both of them are in there. We'll go ahead and do 90 damage here. Or 110 damage, my bad. I forgot about our... I forgot about a wonderful muscle band. So if we're able to pull the Evolution Incense, or even Charmeleon, we could almost have Charizard ready to go to do 140 damage. No, 300 damage and take this... No, I think we would hold that damage for Tapu Koko. Ooh, Tapu Koko. Kuo? Tapu Koko? I don't know. I really don't know. Alright, so he's going to make it do 20 more... Oh, no, he's going to draw cards. Or if we even pulled the card that allowed us to make him switch, we could pull Lugia GX back in. That's totally fine. That's totally fine that you do that kind of damage to me right there, buddy. I'm not disappointed to you in the slightest. Do I throw Charmander? Not this Charmander, of course. Do I throw this Charmander in, though, and just let him take the hit? Because Rapidash isn't set up in any way. I think that's the play here. And we get our town map. That's helpful. Nothing helpful in there. Shuffle 2. We could go ahead and shuffle some energy back into our deck, but I don't think we need to. I think right now I need to be pulling out other Pokemon. Because I'm not up to, like, trying to get energy set up on a Charmander right now. Probably would have been better to put some energy onto Rapidash because this guy's gonna die. Probably would have been better to discard something, probably the Air Balloon. That's what we should. We should have discarded the Air Balloon to get 2 energy. No, we don't have 2 energy into our deck. We should have used the Ordinary Rod, then discarded the Air Balloon, pulled 2 energy in there, put 1 energy onto Rapidash, so that way next turn he can come in and at least do 60 damage and potentially survive. I don't know, and we don't know what cards he currently has in his hand. We don't know what this opponent's deck has to play with here. Honestly, my hope right now is to get Charizard-GX set up. Which we have 4 ways we can make that happen. Either 2 of the Evolution Incense, or either 2 Charmeleons. Neither of which are in our prize cards, so it's just going to be a luck of a draw what we end up pulling. So we'll see what happens here. And we still have our Field Blower handy. If he throws in a Stadium card that knocks ours out, we can just immediately blow his away. Or if he throws on a tool card. Does it have to be? It's choose up to 2. So we can use this just to get rid of 1. Because I'm like, if he only puts a tool card on, I don't want to get rid of my Stadium card. Alright, so he's putting another Pikachu up back there. He's getting ready to set up. I'm assuming both of these are going to be set up for either GX cards or just really high-level cards. So we'll see how that goes here. Maybe. Maybe. This guy's electric deck is... I don't know if I can say it's better than mine because I don't really know what their deck is just yet. Ooh, okay, so he's putting on double colorless energy. So he is getting ready to set up Raichu, I think. It's at the very least a normal Raichu that's probably a strong Raichu card. But if I had to guess, it's the Raichu GX card. We haven't even pulled our tag team, which we do know is in our deck. That would also be nice to have set up. To use it, just to show it off. I think we're getting a... I honestly, I didn't think Moltres would do as well as they did. I'm sure there's a Moltres GX card out there, right? There would have to be. I'd like to see how they would do. We're going to throw in Rapidash, of course. Now, a good thing that we could also pull here is the thing that allows us to pull 2 energy out of there and attach it. Nope, we're gonna pull Incineroar. Okay, here's what we do. Here's what we do. Here's what we do. Here's what we do. Rapidash is gonna die. I think we've lost. I think we've lost, honestly. Alright, so we'll go ahead and throw both of those guys back in. Go ahead and throw 2 energy back in. We'll go ahead and discard the air balloon. Go ahead and pull the 2 energy out. Because we can't put on another energy right now. So at least burn him. Do 40 damage. It's nothing that exciting, honestly, and he immediately gets healed. He's going to kill Rapidash here. If I would have done this play last turn, I at least possibly could have had agility up. Okay, so his Mantrike is not anything special. If you go second and this Pokemon is in your hand when you're... Okay, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Evo, so he is trying to evolve Pikachu here into... Oh, just a regular Raichu. 20 damage times the number of your benched Pokemon, and then Thunderbolt. So just a very... I think this guy's at the same place I am with his deck. He has, like, 2 good cards. Which, I mean, not to say the rest of my cards are bad. Like, Rapidash is a good card, but it's something you can buy in a theme deck. Which I don't think necessarily makes a bad card. It makes a bad card just because it's a good card. Yeah, but we've totally lost this. We have totally lost this one. Because I didn't pull anything. Yeah. I didn't pull what I wanted to pull. Well played, my dude. Well played. Didn't pull what I needed to pull. But I think we got a really good idea. I think we got a really good idea for what this deck could do. Let's actually give a look at this guy's deck here. I think he had 2 different Raichu cards in here. Yeah, those were... Oh, he also had this GX card. But yeah, those were his only 3 GX cards, which I mean isn't bad. But he had 24 trainer cards, more energy. So I think the increase that we need to do to our deck here, and tell me down below, I think we need to add... We need some more EX cards or GX cards in here. Honestly, I don't mind keeping this Moltres in here. I think it's a good basic card to have. But we didn't get any setups that we didn't even pull Torkoal. But I think otherwise it's pretty okay. Maybe increase some energy, decrease maybe... I don't know what I would decrease in here. Maybe like ditch the Rescue Stretcher. Or ditch, maybe like drop a Wielder, maybe drop one of these guys, drop 1 Muscle Band, drop the Weakness Policy, maybe increase the energy a little bit. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts of this deck in the comments down below. I'm really excited to see where we go with this. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this, definitely let me know all your thoughts down below, and I will see you in the next one.